Hello everyone, my name is Mekkah, and you're watching my Fire Emblem Thracia 776, aka FE5 Iron Man playthrough, aka No Reset playthrough. Chapter 12, aka very short chapter if everything goes well, very long chapter if not. I hope everything goes well. The Thieves of Dacia. Dark area, that means fog, which means prep screening fog, which means let's just load a save state and show you what I've got. So this chapter is really annoying to play casually. Oh shit, I didn't save some of my preps. Hold on. Okay, so here's the preps again. I'm bringing these people: Leif, Fergus, Dagdar, Orson, Finn, Safi, Hex, Dalshin, and Fred. Now those last few names might be a little surprising, but I just want some random, preferably mounted or heavy people to do some rescue dropping with, just in case. And I plan on warpskipping this chapter. I am not going to play it if the game allows me. Because not only is it hard, but it will like waste resources if I don't warpskip it. And it's much more reliable. And it all has to do with this guy to the left, Salem. By the way, I already said I love Thracia, but I especially love this arc. Even though the chapters are kind of bleh, gameplay-wise, the narrative, like the amount of characterization you get out of these characters, even though they have very few lines, is so amazing because they get lines with a lot of different people, and it really shows their different interactions really well. I'm talking about Salem, I'm talking about Tina, Parn, and a couple of guys in my party, actually. Hint, hint. And we get another returning character. Marita, yay! Mind control. Apparently it is in Thracia. Or was. In my defense, it wasn't really part of the huge narrative overall. Like, a lot of Fire Emblem games, they rely on the mind control shit for, like, the whole plot to happen. And for this is really just about Marita. And it's actually pretty good for her character development, because she, like, takes the sword and learns from it, as you can see in this scene. Yes. Okay. So Leif needs to go through this forest in order to reach Tara. And the base of Parns, that leader of the village thievery guy, whatever the guy, the Peter Pan thief that steals from the poor, he has a mansion somewhere around here in the dark. I think it's around here. I need to double check because I am about to warp straight into the darkness, and if I warp wrong, I might not be able to finish this chapter as soon as I can. So 2 seconds. Okay, so if you see where Leaf is standing, if you warp someone, if you just take your cursor all the way to the left and then a couple of spaces to the right, then you will pretty much see, you will pretty much warp into the right place. But of course, I'm not just warping Leaf, I'm also warping Finn alongside. So, let's see. Yeah, that's not going to be too hard. So, I'm going to rescue Leaf with, I don't know, whoever feels like it. Someone mounted though, so, let's see. Hicks will do, I believe. Let's see, Finn is 33. Okay, I'm checking HP because the sleep staff prioritizes people with higher HP. And the highest priority right now is Orson and Dagdar, in reverse order. Dagdar has higher priority. Yeah. So Dagdar's gonna get put to sleep first, and then Orson, and then Leaf would get put to sleep first, but this game is nice to you and pretends that Leaf has 1 HP for the sake of sleep staff calculations, so your Lord doesn't get put to sleep. And I don't have a restore staff, you cannot get one by this point in the game, so that's why the game is kind of nice to you. So rescue Leaf. Actually, it's easier if I just move Leaf here. Or here, actually. Yeah, warp skipping is hard. Ride, help. And then Dashin can swap. And swap. Now Leaf started here, pretty sure. Double check. Yeah. So we're gonna warp Finn here, around here. I think this is the right spot. Finn can move around, so we can be off by a little bit. Safi had 10 skills, so she couldn't miss warp, thankfully. And here's the mention, here's Siram. He's both a boss and a recruitable character. And he's pretty alright. He's got a C rank in staffs, so he's a very useful staff bot, but he can also attack. He can use. He's the only Dark Mage, the first recruitable Dark Mage in the series, so he can use the Jormungandr or Yotsmung Tome. It's not very good because it's not that accurate. Although 70 is better than I remember, but it weighs a ton. It weighs him down to 0 until he has like 13 speed because build doesn't work for compensating tome weights. But he has that sleep staff, and he has every turn in this chapter he has a 50-50 chance of using it. So I would like to avoid him using it at all. Let's see. Leaf has some good stuff on him. I'm gonna drop him here so that he faces some enemies. That's fine. Just not too many. I just want to shield him from stuff happening to him, basically. And I want to capture Siram next turn using Finn, because if you capture him and hold him, kind of like with Lithus, he rejoins you next chapter. Dagdar's gonna get put to sleep, and I will attempt to go up with Fergus as much as I can. But there are enemies here, and some of them have the steal ability, but thankfully these enemies, they don't have a whole lot of speed, like this guy. He has 3 speed, so as long as you're not put to sleep, you're completely fine. If you get put to sleep though, your stats are reduced to 0, and then these guys can steal from you. And just like Lithus, they are based on constitution or build, depending on what they can steal. So I worded that wrong, but basically the more build they have, the more they can steal. So they will be able to steal Fergus, to say his fire sword, for example, if you were to put to sleep. But you know, if sleep works like I think it does, that's not possible because Dagdar and Orson outrank him. And this is why I deployed a couple of high HP guys to, you know, kind of protect my guys. And I don't know. It's not going to matter a whole lot, because I should be able to seize in 2 turns, basically. Which is also why I don't expect Fergus to make it to the shop that's over here, but he has a leg ring, so if Finn fills, then maybe we have a shot at getting the leg ring, or getting to the shop and buying more wind tomes. I sold a bunch of stuff just in case I could. But I got 3 wind tomes, one from a bishop earlier. and 2 from the mage's last chapter, so I'm pretty okay on wind. This is Kolho, the main guy we talked about. I wonder how they ever joined up to begin with. There's like no brigands in range of your initial party, so you're pretty unlikely to see them if you just warp skip. Oh, I forgot to equip the iron sword. I thought I did. I was gonna run out of light swords, I think, because he had like 7 uses left. I mean, I'm okay with Leaf getting a couple kills, but you can see these brigands are like very low leveled, so he's not gonna get a whole lot. His brigands wouldn't be able to crit him even if he didn't have a scroll. But he should have a scroll. What a waste of light sword uses though. I still have all my repair uses, but I plan on using at least one on warp soon. Defense is pretty good. We'll take it anytime. Okay, yeah, this guy wants to have a piece of Fergus. And he's gonna survive actually. His brigands are kind of bulky. And there's Marita. Even if I could one turn this chapter, I wouldn't do it just because of Marita. Oh, that's sexist, come on. She has a talk convo with Leaf, but we can't get it unless something goes wrong here. So, this is Marita. She's pretty much just like the version of her that appeared in Chapter 5. I think her stats are identical. But the biggest difference is that she isn't trying to kill you. This is Marita's sword. It's the same sword as the Darkness Sword in Chapter 5, but now it's purified, so she can use it. And it's a really strong sword actually. It weighs her down a little bit, like to 10 AS, but her speed is still good enough to double. And... well, actually it only weighs her down to 12. Where'd I get that from? I thought it... well, whatever. Anyway, 20 crit, and Marita has 5 pursuit critical actually, so she has a guaranteed crit on it if she doubles. And it's brave, so it hits twice. Usually she will quadruple. It's pretty good. She can also use the Paragon Sword to level up. And she has Nihil if she has that Marita Sword, because that's what it gives, which I think is going to be useful at least once if I train Marita, which I might do. And then she has Lunar, and she can also get Astra later through a secret combo, but it's kind of hard to get. But yeah, she's like really good late game. The problem is, even though her growths are really good, her base strength especially is horrible, especially as well as her base durability, so I don't actually think she's that great of a character, but she is very trainable. A lot of people like using her, not just for female Myrmidon bias, but also just because she's pretty good late game. It's just getting her there is kind of tough. It's not hard. When I say a unit is hard to train, I don't mean like it's difficult. It's not that hard, but it takes quite a bit of time that you don't really need to invest, because combat in Thracia is pretty easy to make good, as long as you have like the ability to use some kind of strong weapon or you have high pursuit critical. So really good combat isn't in very high demand in Thracia, but some people like overkill combat. Can't blame them. Let's see if we can kill this guy with the Iron Sword. Nice. Okay, if we get a movement star, we can get the shop, I think. No, unfortunately, we're just short. That sucks. Okay, well, it's gonna be up to Finn. He's going to have to capture a boss on a throne, which is normally pretty much impossible, but Siram only has... I prefer calling him Salem, but Siram only has 2 defense, so even with the throne, he only has 12. Or the gate, but they both give 10, so whatever. And with that leaf support, he's actually pretty likely. Although I see that my Finn needs 4 hits to connect in order to capture Siram, because he's only doing 6 damage, 18 attack against 12 defense. So either he's not going to have to get any misses with 91 hit, or he's going to have to get a crit. But I think he's pretty likely to succeed. Please don't fail. Also, Jormungandr poisons if it hits you, so I hope that doesn't happen. Good. Hit twice. Let's go. Or crit. Yes! Good man, Finn. Good man. You got him. Okay. That's really good. Okay, I'm gonna keep him here. And I'm gonna visit this village with Marita. I like how she pretends she doesn't know Marita. But this is obviously her dialogue if like anyone visits it. Fun fact though, if you visit it with Olwen after saving the corresponding kid in an 11X, then she gives a magic ring. Actually, I don't think you need to save a kid, but for example, a village that's over here, and then there's another village around here somewhere. They both also give the items. I think it's like a Silent Staff and a Heim Scroll, but only if you save Peter and Sarah from the last chapter. Unfortunately, I didn't let those kids escape because I wasn't expecting to get the houses. You need like Karen to get the houses. Anyway, that's basically this chapter in a nutshell. Because I am going to give Siram some stuff. Let's see, I put it on Finn. I'm gonna give him the torch staff. Because he's auto-deployed next chapter. I can't use him, like, change him in the prep screen or anything. So I'm just gonna give him the staff right now. And everything else is fine, so let's just seize. Dude, don't limit my deployment like that. I think this might be the same combo they have if you let them talk in the chapter. Survivors Guild. Alright, thanks for joining me. Now we're going to do a guiding chapter, which you can only get if you recruit Salem. And if this video is short enough, then I'll just include it in the same video. If not, you'll see it in the next one. Bye, or see you in a bit.